Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today, playoffs. We're going to talk about playoffs? Yeah, we are. We have the Major League playoffs, the wild card round starting today, where we have 4 games in the MLB to go over. So it'll be a fun show. But first, we'll recap yesterday. Not a huge card for me. NFL is split out 1-1. Had the Dolphins -2.5, which got destroyed. And then had the Lions -4, which the Lions finally put in a game that was something I was waiting for the Lions to do for a while, is to look like the Super Bowl contender I think they are. So that they looked awesome yesterday. So that was nice to see. And then my only play in the MLB was the New York Mets. Plus the 123 is what I got him at. And they got the job done. What a freaking game that was. Back and forth, really toyed with my emotions. But awesome to see there. Looking back at, and I posted on my Twitter, my recap for the 2024 season. Finished 702 and 686, up 40.09 units. The Mets win put my number above 40 units for the year. And if you want to see the full breakdown on everything, it's on my Twitter. I broke down month by month. I broke down money lines, first 5 full game, dogs favorites, spreads, first 5 full game, dog favorites, totals, team totals, first 5s and full games, and over-unders for totals as well. So if you want to see all that, and it'll help me learn where I did well this year and where I did not do well this year, because some things that kind of popped up to me there. My best, when you look at just splits this year, was moneyline underdogs, with a 242 and 298 record, but up 22.29 units in that. My full game overs were actually really good. My overs in general, 76 and 55, up 14.6 units. My full game totals were up 14.05 units. So that was nice there. My favorites on the spread were up 8.4 units. But my favorites on the money line were down 13.86, and I'm trying to find my first 5 money lines were my worst actually, down 17.9 units, 82 and 114. So maybe pump the brakes on first 5 money lines, pump the brakes on favorite money lines, but maybe target more overs next year. They did pretty well when I did pick and choose my spots. Money line underdogs were nice. And full game totals were nice too. So overall, really solid season. They're up 40.09 units. The full breakdown is on my Twitter if you want to see everything I did in MLB this year. But now, as you'll notice when we flip to the new screen, it all refreshes. We enter the playoffs 0-0. My 40-unit season doesn't matter when it comes to the postseason. It's time to. It's like playing good enough to make the postseason. It's great. You made the postseason now. Now let's go win some rounds. And that's exactly what I hope to do here.
Now it will not it will not reset for the site, which the site had a very, very good year in baseball. Let me just pull that up real quick so I could get that full number. Leaderboards. MLB for the regular season, we finished second on the site. Shout out to David Delano, who had a massive year. But ESB 376 and 374. Man, you guys only finished 2 games over 500. How did you have a good year? Dogs. And we were up 39-70 in baseball this year, Nick. So an absolute massive year in baseball for ESB. I love to see it. We'll go to yesterday, which yesterday was also a really good day for me in general. I had the Mets money line plus 133. That was a nice 2-unit winner. I had the Detroit Lions -4. And how about the never in doubter, Nick? 30 seconds left. 4th and goal at the 3. Touchdown Titans. Over 37 gets there, never in doubt. 3-0 day on CapperTek, which for something that was actually, I will say, last 30 days up 14.41 units. And for somebody who was down, I believe, 52 units at my low point this year, my CapperTek is now only down 6.89, which I'm quite happy with. So if you guys are interested, I'm having a really nice run on the CapperTek. I've got my plays for the WNBA playoffs on there, along with my MLB playoffs. Go follow me. That's where you can get all the plays for a week. So go ahead and jump on that if you guys are interested.
Yeah. But
Lions in the over. Hell yeah, dude. Titans money line in the over parlay. Hell yeah. I picked Dolphins -2.5 with Will Levis being Titans quarterback, not someone who can actually throw the ball.
Yeah, because Mason Rudolph played most of the game because Levis got hurt. I knew once Levis got hurt, my Titans bet was screwed.
Heard. Morning, my dudes. Good morning, Markel. Took the Titans money line, but my Lions cap was way off. Fair enough. BRB, I got to pay some toll ticket worth $50. Shake my head. Unbelievable.
Jeez.
Happy MLB postseason? Yes. Seahawks defense didn't come through for them. No, it did not.
No, it did not. It's amazing what happens when they played a real team.
Plus 40 units. Good job, Nick. Now we're going to hit plus 80 units in hockey.
Let's hope. It's not as much of a sample size, though, in hockey. That's one thing we got to keep in mind.
What's up, ESB in chat? Good luck on your tickets today, folks. Let's crush these books. Love it. I know I was under the impression that the Seahawks had the defense to stop the Lions. Goff had a game that he did. What dog is most live to win the wild card series? Kansas City Royals? ?
I would go. I like both favorites in the American League. I mean, I feel like the answer for me is the New York Mets, and that's not biased. That is odds. They're plus 110 compared to everybody plus 150, plus 160 range.
I like the Tigers. Sharpest play of the day is the Braves. I will say I bet the Padres way early, and I got a really good number on it. But it's starting to worry me because I feel like the most popular parlay today is Brewers and Padres, which kind of worries me for my Padres bet a little bit.
Yeah.
Brewers plus 1,800 World Series. I have 50-1 on the Padres to win the World Series.
Brewers. You said Padres.
I said, oh, sorry. I have 50-1 on the Brewers to win the World Series. But obviously I'm not rooting for that. I think Tigers and Mets are both the most live underdogs, but I'm not on either today. Okay. Mets seem to play the best when their backs are up against the wall.
Yeah.
I hope so. Who you guys got winning the World Series?
San Diego Padres.
All right. The World Series matchup I would love to see is Mets versus Orioles. The World Series matchup I think we're probably going to end up seeing Orioles, Dodgers.
I think I'm going to stick with my prediction that I've had the last few months because they're both in the playoffs. Padres, Astros. And I will take the Padres in 6.
Phillies plus 475, but I don't like it.
I
don't
think
like it either.
Past the DS.
Well, I just don't think there's enough value on it. Motor City Kitties. You think Sale's going to pitch? I don't see it. I really don't. Went 40-40 with ROI of 16% plus 1330 on all dogs in MLB. There you go.
Hell yeah.
Brewers winning it. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about them in a little bit. The AL games are up first.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I do not have any cash flow in any of these games because Action Network sucks ass. So let's get into it, though. We'll get it started. The American League Wild Card Series Game 1, Detroit Tigers and Houston Astros. The Astros minus 145 favorites, total of 6 in this game. 6! Expect some more of those come later in the playoffs as well as we get colder into the fall. Line opened up 127. It's now 148. So we do have a 21-cent line movement here towards the Houston Astros. Line opened up 6.5 minus 110. It's now 6 minus 120. So we have a move towards the under here. We have a move towards the Astros in this game here. Me clicking, hopeful that we will have cash flow. We do not. These two teams, I want to take a look. That's one thing I didn't do. I didn't do, what do you call it for? Let's take a look. 2024. The Astros won the season series 4-2 in the 6 games these two teams played. They last played on June 14th to 16th. In that series when Kenta Maeda made a start for the Tigers, and so did Jack Flaherty. So there's that. The Houston Astros are coming in on two wins against Cleveland at the end of the year. Neither of those games mattered after they punched the ticket with the American League West Championship or American League West title with that 4-3 win on September 24th against the Seattle Mariners. Then they followed that up with an 8-1 loss. The Detroit Tigers played till the 27th. They punched their ticket with a 4-1 win over the Chicago White Sox. They followed that up with 2 losses against the White Sox. I saw Bo Brisky threw a decent amount, or 2 innings in one game, and they had Kenta Maeda throw 4 2/3 in the last game against the White Sox. And for me, looking at this spot, I get it. Detroit's can be such a trendy dog today. They are the hottest team in baseball coming in, and maybe they are the team of destiny. Who knows? But I've learned one thing when it comes to betting baseball in the postseason. And there's one team you do not bet against. And there's reasons I have futures on this team because this is a team that's made the ALCS 7 straight years. I'm on the Houston Astros, and I took the -1 line here at -105. I only took the full game. I didn't double up on this spot. Not my most confident spot on the board, but I did take the -1 line. It's -105. It's Tariq Skubal and Framber Valdez. Skubal has never pitched a pitch in the postseason yet in his career, so we don't know how he's going to react to that. Similar to a lot of pitchers in the bullpen, that'll be for the Detroit Tigers. Houston Astros, they've been here. They've done that before. Altuve, been there, done that. Bregman, been there, done that. A lot of players on this Houston Astros staff. And when you look at it, I wrote down there's 8 pitchers on today's slate. 6 of them have playoff experience. The only 2 that don't, Tariq Skubal and Cole Reagans, are the only 2 that do not have any playoff experience. Framber Valdez is 7-5 in the playoffs in his career with a 4.24 ERA. He's made 16 appearances, and he's thrown 80 2/3 innings pitched. He's the most experienced playoff pitcher on today's slate. And I think he shoves in this spot. I think this line is indicative that the line going from 6.5 down to a 6, it was already a low total to begin with. At a 6, I wanted to look towards an over. I wanted to look towards an Astros team total over at 3.5. It was 3.5 though. I was hoping for 2.5. I would have laid a little bit of juice for that. So I think they win this game around 3-1. So I'm on the Houston Astros. I laid the -1 line here in this game to start off the playoffs here in the MLB.
We get to start the playoffs together, Nick, against each other. I am on Tariq Skubal and the Detroit Tigers today at a short price. And when I'm just going to go in, you got the Detroit Tigers, who, yes, are coming off of losing 2 out of 3 against the White Sox. That's after they clinched. It doesn't matter. And what a story by the Detroit Tigers. I'll give them that. I think the Detroit Tigers are not done, though. I think they end up winning the wild card series over the Houston Astros. I know it's the public dog. I don't care. When you have Skubal lined up, if they can take care of this game, I think they can. I think they win the series. Because going up against Valdez is going to be their toughest kind of thing to go after. They do not have a pitcher lined up for tomorrow yet, though. I like the Detroit Tigers here. I got them at a little bit of a short price with a +125 area. What did I actually? I bet them all last night, so I might have gotten a little bit of a better line. I got +139 yesterday. And it's down to a 125 area. So there you go. Sign me up for a little bit of Detroit Tigers action, Nick.
My question with the Detroit Tigers is, after Tariq Skubal, who's getting the ball in game 2? That's the one thing. Yeah, the Tigers, I think and here's the thing, if the Tigers win this game today, I will turn around and I'll bet the Astros to win the series at a plus price tag. Because when you look at the matchups coming in for game 2 and 3, now I do believe still the Astros win this game. However, if they lose, I will add them to win this series, because I'm not laying $1.75, $1.80 for the Astros to win the series. I wanted to parlay the Astros and the Padres to both win their series. Bovado won't let me do that. I'm not going to do it. But if the Astros lose this game, they have Kikuchi game 2 and Hunter Brown game 3 versus Reese Olson trying to get stretched out, and Kyler Montero, Bo Brisky, a bullpen game.
The pitching is not ideal. But
yeah, I just think we have a little bit of David and Goliath here. And I'm going to go with the Juggernauts in this spot. I just think that the team that's been there, done that when it comes to postseason baseball is very important.
Sounds good.
Maybe next year, Tigers.
Okay. Are you able to go to the chat real quick? Because I'm updating one thing before we talk about the next game.
Yep. Let's see. Houston -1.5 +165 at home. Tigers win game 1 and then lose the rest. I wonder what that prop is real quick. Let me take a look here. We have I want to take a look at what that prop would be. So we'll go Tigers, and there we go. Game 1/series. You ready? +440. Tigers game 1, Houston Astros series. +440. It's not a bad look. You can get Houston to win game 1 in the series at even money. I think that's worth a look too. For some of these favorites, that may be the way to attack teams to win the series. Is through that way. We can get +650 Brewers game 1 in Mets series. That's kind of interesting too. Tigers can't hit lefties. That's why I kind of lean under. I wanted maybe a Tigers team total under, but I'm basically asking asking Valdez to be perfect because this is 2.5. So I don't know. So far, I'm on the Mets Brewers under 7.5 and the Brewers Padres under 7. I would only look under some playoffs. That's kind of the way. Even though there is one game I'm kind of interested in.
I took the over in the Mets game already.
I was going to say there's only one game I'm semi-interested in over in. And we'll get into that Mets game there. I was super into Scooble at first sight, and then I did the numbers. Astros hit lefties and have a very solid history versus Scooble. Tigers struggle versus lefties. Valdez is more than just a lefty. Absolutely. I think this game could be a sneaky over. I think if you think it can be a sneaky over, it's a team total over for the Houston Astros. That would be the way I would approach this. What's up, homie? What is good, Sweaty Butcher? What's good? I believe you did. You play in the poker thing the other night, Sweaty Butcher, for Pop Sports Radio. I think I saw someone with a name similar to you that I bounced. So I want to know if that was you or not.
There was a poker tournament the other day.
It was the free roll one. The top 5 get tickets.
Oh,
I placed 6th.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I would not want to be a road team in Houston. Me neither. And to kick off the playoffs too. Good morning, gentlemen. What's good, Untouchable? Nerfies yesterday, never in doubt. There you go. Scooble has actually given up a bunch of home runs against the Astros. This Astros team. I kind of want to take a look at what. Let's take a look here. Scooble faced them as of late. All right, let me get up stat news. I want to get Tariq Scooble versus the Houston Astros. Scooble versus Astros. Let's take a look. He is 1-1 in his career with a 3.16 ERA in 4 appearances against the Astros. His last appearance, he did not have a good one. They got the loss. He gave up 4 runs in 6 1/3 innings pitched. Other than that, his starts have been pretty good against the Astros. So, his last start was bad against him. But yeah, Jordan going to take BP and run the bases to test his knee out to see if he'll play the next few games. That is a big deal, I think. But still, if even without Jordan in the lineup, I still think the Astros can win it because I see the Astros winning this series because of their pitching. Glad the top Nerfy team made it to the playoffs. There you go. Bregman, Altuve, Tucker, 1+ hit. This is still a loaded Astros lineup without Jordan. When you have Bregman, Altuve, Tucker in that lineup on the top there, that's, yeah. Jordan Alvarez plus 400, the highest price I've seen him in a while because the total is 6. I looked at dogs today, but I cannot get there. Me neither. Me neither. I've laid 2 -1 lines. I probably am going to pass on the other 2 dogs and look at totals in those games. Lindor was home run was fun too. 446 should keep his name out. His name and should keep his name out his mouth and thoughts. There you go. Trust me, I want to, but I cannot force it. Yeah. The Dolphins are trash. They are. 446 is nowhere to be found. Crazy. The day the Mets clinch a playoff spot, he
no, he was definitely all over Twitter. Not excited for the Mets, saying that, the Mets made the wild card. It's their World Series.
Well, I still think regardless, this is the Mets making the playoffs is like an achievement this year.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Jordan Alvarez, knee officially on wild card series roster.
Nice. Love to hear it. Yeah. Valdez 7+ strikeouts. This is somebody who gets better when the pressure is higher and we're deeper into the year. So absolutely. Nerfy round robin. It's not bad. This isn't the prime Houston Astros. But until proven otherwise, I will not fade this Astros team in the playoffs. Plain and simple. Will Alvarez get 4 at-bats, or will they just save him if needed? I would imagine if he's healthy enough to play, they're going to start him. Because having that bat in the lineup is massive. I took Scooble under Ks and Valdez over Ks. Yes. Valdez got rocked last year in the playoffs. He did. Yeah. He did not look good last year in the playoffs.
You ready to grab the Tigers? You ready to grab the Tigers or no?
So is this an overplay or is this you taking the Tigers?
And Razor, are you ready to be with? Are you ready to join every single person I've seen on gambling Twitter? We take the Padres money line and parlay with the Brewers money line, and everybody's betting that today. Are we on that today? Come on, Razor, tell me.
Astros Orioles money line parlay.
I would say that would be the most popular one, except for there was games yesterday. So, by the way, I was scrolling through Twitter. Something for college. Pac-12 is getting another team. The Zags. Gonzaga is heading to the Pac-12
for basketball.
I'm guessing.
That makes sense, actually. But not, I mean, they don't have a football team, so. But you want to get to the next game here? Because we got, this is a fun matchup. We had two of the best shortstops in baseball, Gunnar Henderson and Bobby Witt. I mean, could we have scripted this any better?
This is a great series.
Yeah. Line opened up 148 down to a 144. So we have a 4-cent line movement towards the Royals here. Line opened up at a 7, minus 110. It's a 6.5, minus 120. I got in last night on this total because I played the totals in this game. I double up on this game as well. I'm on the first 5 under 3.5 at minus 125. I'm on the full game under 7 at minus 120. Let's get into it here. We have Corbin Burnes taking on Cole Ragans. Ragans making his Major League postseason debut here against these Baltimore Orioles. He ended the season the last 30 days, a 2.4 ERA, a 1.03 whip, 10.8 strikeouts per nine, which is 31%, 3.9 walks per nine, a 262 BABIP, a 2.7 FIP, and a 3.63 SIERA. On the flip side, Corbin Burnes, a 1.20 ERA, a 0.93 whip, 9.3 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%. 2.4 walks per nine, a 254 BABIP, a 2.77 FIP, and a 3.41 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the Royals. The hitting edge goes towards these Orioles, though, a 91 WRC plus, which is 13th, compared to 75, which is 27th. Only one team, and I forgot to mention this last game, only one team has a WRC plus the last 30 days over 100 versus the arm they're going up against. And it's the Houston Astros with 147 WRC plus, which is third in baseball against lefties. So that's the only team that's been hitting as of late. This is why I like a lot of unders today, potentially. And I did move on this under here before it got down to a 6.5. Corbin Burnes, he has made 8 appearances in the postseason. In 2018, he made a bunch out of the bullpen. He is 1-1 with a 2.84 ERA and 19 in the third innings pitched. 8 appearances. He's been good in the playoffs. And I know a lot of people will like to maybe shit on Corbin Burnes a little bit because it felt like he did not have a good year. The guy still finished with an ERA sub 3. Like, he still was a top 5 pitcher in the American League. He had 195 innings pitched, 194 in the third innings pitched. He struck out 181 batters. And he had a 15-9 record. It just felt, I don't know why, it just felt like something was off with Corbin Burnes. But then he just continued to shove. Like, he just had, my bad, he had a couple bad outings in the middle of the year, which I think really soured on a lot of people, including me, where I thought he was regressing. And then because he had the stretch where he gave up 4 earned runs against Cleveland, 3 earned runs against Tampa, 8 earned runs against Boston, and 5 earned runs against the Astros. He had that stretch in August where he looked terrible for Corbin Burnes standards. Since then, 1 earned run, 1 earned run, 2 earned runs, no earned runs, no earned runs, 1 earned run. He's been awesome. And I fully expect him to shove in this game. On the flip side, it's Cole Ragans, which the Orioles are still below average versus left-handed pitching. Not many teams are hitting left-handed pitching at the end of the year. And Cole Ragans, I can make the argument, is one of the best left-handed pitchers in baseball. I would put him behind Skubal. And I'll be hard-pressed to find another lefty I can put Ragans behind.
Chris Sale
in the National League. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, I think you could make arguments that Cole Ragans gets down the ballot votes for Cy Young this year. Mm-hmm. And I think if you love pitching, turn on this baseball game today, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, because this game is going to be a pitcher's duel down to the end. I got the first 5 under 3.5. I got the full game under 7 here.
I will say I love that I found something as you were talking about Corbin Burnes. American League Pitcher of the Month for September. Corbin Burns. 1.2 ERA, 31 strikeouts, and a 0.93 whip in the month of September. He is on form. And with a Baltimore team, yes, they played in the playoffs last year, but with a Baltimore team that's very, very inexperienced, Burns is not. Burns is very experienced in the playoffs with his time with the Brewers.
Yep.
He's pitched in plenty of high-leverage games, although he has not looked great in the playoffs. He has
2.84 ERA. He's looked fine. He's only had 19. He's had 8 appearances, 19 and 3rd innings pitched.
Yeah. Corbin Burns has the experience. Now, I took somebody who had no experience in the first game, but I do not have to bet the Orioles every single day anymore, Nick. The regular season experiment's over. I'm grabbing the Orioles today. I know, crazy. But I do have the final numbers for, and that's hilarious. I'll mention that in a minute. I do have the final numbers for the Baltimore Orioles today this year, and I did put in the chat. Money line went 91 and 71, and it was down an eighth of a unit. Run lines went 78 and 84, and they were up 27.4 units. So $100 bettors would make 26.80. I know what you're making that face to because I just saw that Justin Verlander's not on the wild card roster. That's what I just said. That's hilarious.
I'm stunned. Like, I kind of predicted it a while ago, but I think they'll actually do it. I thought at the very least he's a bullpen piece, right?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Nope. No, I expected him to not make it, but
I didn't think he was. I knew for sure he wasn't going to start a game. That was never going to happen. But I thought they would at least put him in because he's Justin Verlander and it's a bullpen piece, and they're facing the Tigers.
Nick, do you know who the National League Pitcher of the Month was?
For September?
Yeah.
Please tell me it was Sean Manaea.
It was not. It's your other boy.
Nick Martinez.
It was Nick Martinez.
Yeah!
Nick Martinez, 32.2 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts, a 0.83 ERA, and a batting average against of 161.
That makes me so happy.
He was the best pitcher in baseball in September.
That makes me so happy.
Anyways, I'm taking the Orioles minus 1.5. I got it at plus 150. What can you get it at now? I just want to see if I beat a line movement at all. It's around 150 still. All right. I did not beat a line movement for it, but that's fine. Sign me up for the Orioles again today. Orioles are hot, coming off of a sweep.
They're looking a little bit better. And the Orioles need something good to feel about. And it wouldn't surprise me if the Orioles win this game 2-1. Like, in an absolute gem of a pitching duel.
Now, should I go to work in my Mets hat and my Orioles jersey today?
There you go.
Sharpie likes KC today. I don't.
Sharps do, yeah.
Orioles are hot right now, yes. There is the completed numbers for the Orioles fade. I will do the Marlins number maybe tonight when I get home from work. We'll see. I'm on the Padres minus 2.5. Yep. The line for the Astros game disappeared on BetOnline. Interesting. O's.
I still see it.
Burns look back in form. Orioles bats look live. KC got a tiny bit of mojo in that Braves series, but enough is said, but not enough to trust. Fair enough. Kansas City and Baltimore minus 155 at not appealing. Oh, I'm sorry, Kansas City money line. Just because the money line for one team's not appealing does not mean you have to bet the other side.
Yeah, no, but like it just from a value perspective, I can only look KC value wise. I was kind of looking at them first 5 plus a half. That was minus 135 though. So
yeah, I'm not.
I'm already invested into this game with unders.
Baltimore money line. I like it. Burns gonna get lit up today.
I sure.
Just like the Seahawks were gonna win last night, right? Perez has a good history with Burns, minus 180 for his hit isn't terrible look. Take his over bases then. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt Jr. over bases.
That's
I
fair.
don't hate it. I just hopped on. I like the under in the Astros game. Nick likes that too. And I like the Royals.
I'm on the
plus
Astros.
1.5.
I'm on the under in the Royals game.
Oh, you're on the Astros. Never mind. And Royals plus 1.5. I'll drink the juice. I won't. I'll be on the
It's
upper
not a
side.
bad look either.
Cole plus 7+ strikeouts. Cole Reagans. I don't hate it.
Oregon's, yeah.
Bobby Witt only batting .222 versus Burns, which is not terrible. Burns 500 with 12 at-bats. I bet the series goes to 3. Lugo better second starter.
I definitely think that's worth a look in this
Against
game.
a fully healthy, fully rested Zach Eflin.
I like the over 2.5 games, though, when it comes to this matchup.
Yeah. Heavy on the Tigers team total over 2.5. I don't hate that. Nick, minus 300 fade results.
They're positive. I need to go back and look. I know they're positive. Just give me a minute on that. I'll recap that probably on Twitter or something like that. I just have to go back and punch the numbers in. I don't think I have more there. Yeah.
First 5 and full game under in the Orioles game for Razor.
Love it. Love it. I'm on the same side, Razor.
There you go. Henderson home run. I would love to see that. All right, let's go to the National League, Nick. And let's not seem like Homer pieces of shit.
Yeah, let's get into it. New York Mets and Milwaukee Brewers. This line opened up at a minus 127. Within 12 minutes, it was a minus 136 with no movement in between. So it went directly from 127 to 136. After that, it went down to a 130, and now it's up to a 140. So 4-cent line movement towards Milwaukee in this game. Total opened up at a 7.5 minus 105. It's still a 7.5, and it's minus 103. So a 2-cent line movement towards the under in this game. I am not a fan of the under in this game, though, and I'm looking for unders in playoff games. That's kind of the way I look for unders is like that. Let's get into it. This is an interesting matchup because the Brewers did not see Severino in the last series. They saw Peterson, Quintana, Minaya. They saw lefty. Now they get a righty from the Mets. Severino did face the Brewers earlier in the year. It was in March. The Brewers won that game 7-6. Now, I know everybody's angle on this game. You can probably look on Twitter, and you can probably see it for both games in the National League today. The Mets played a doubleheader yesterday. They celebrated, and they traveled. And when I looked at that, yeah, that makes the Brewers interesting. And then I looked at Freddie Peralta's numbers. I'm shocked he's a Game 1 starter. He's a Game 1 starter in name only. Because he has not been the best pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers this year.
No.
I think that's Tobias Myers has been the better pitcher for the Brewers this year than Freddie Peralta.
For sure.
Severino, 3.64 ERA, 1.15 whip the last 30 days, a 9.1 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%, 2.43 walks per nine, a 293 BABIP, a 3.7 FIP, and a 3.6 ERA. Freddie Peralta, I have graded out as the worst pitcher of the 8 today. 3.55 ERA, 1.38 whip, 9.95 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%, 4.26 walks per nine, a 302 BABIP, a 4.55 FIP, and a 4.24 SIERA. Why he is pitching Game 1, it's only because he's their ace in name. He's pitched better the last 30 days. All right, he's pitched better the last 3 starts. 1 earned run, 1 earned run, 2 earned runs. They won all 3 of those games, finished 2-1 in his last 3 starts. Peralta has appeared in 4 games in the playoffs. 13 and a third innings pitched, a 0-1 record with a 3.46 ERA. On the flip side, Luis Severino has appeared in the 3rd most innings pitched and the 3rd most appearances of any pitcher in this slate, only behind Framber Valdez and Max Fried. He is 1-4 in the playoffs with a 5.15 ERA, 11 appearances, and 43 2/3 innings pitched. All those with the New York Yankees. It's his first time with the New York Mets. It's his first time, his first year with the New York Mets. I don't trust either of these pitchers at all. And what is my main concern with the New York Mets in this game? It's their bullpen. The bullpen for the Mets is completely fucked for this game. And on the flip side, the Brewers' bullpen is as healthy as it can be. DL Hall threw 29 on Sunday. Milner threw 17 on Sunday. Everyone else has not pitched since Saturday. Everybody is available in the Milwaukee Brewers bullpen. If you're looking at the New York Mets in this game, first 5 or team total. Because I think they can get to Peralta. The Mets will be most likely without Phil Maton, who has worked 3 days in a row. And they will be without Edwin Diaz, who threw back-to-back games or back-to-back days and has thrown 66 pitches in those 2 games. They stretched him out yesterday, but damn it, they needed him yesterday.
Yep.
So who's going to be closing this game? Is it Reed Garrett? Is it Ryan Stanek? Jose Butto could probably play a big role in this game. Probably. And if you're betting the Mets full game, I think this is the way that you need this Mets game to go if you like the Mets in this spot. Severino gives you 6. Butto gives you 2 or 3. Stanek closes it out. That's got to be the game script if you're the New York Mets here. Is you've got to preserve as many arms in your bullpen for not preserve. You can't go to a couple arms in your bullpen, unfortunately. Diaz is not available in this game.
He is not.
Maton is not available in this game.
Also
and that's
not.
what the doubleheader did yesterday. I think the bullpen's the biggest problem in this game, and I don't know if I can trust Severino. But I also do not trust Freddie Peralta. I would like to fade Freddie Peralta. And I can't believe I'm doubling down on an over in a playoff game. But I'm going to be on the New York Mets team total over at 3.5 at -105. And the full game over 7.5 at even money. I'm doubling down on an over in a playoff game. But this is a game where I think both starting pitchers are vulnerable. I think the Mets get to Freddie Peralta, but my biggest worry with the Mets is the bullpen. So I'm on the New York Mets team total over 3.5. I'm going to be on the full game over 7. The only game I did not double down on is the Astros game, the first one of the day.
I am on the over as well, and I'm going to go ahead and load that one up. I will say now so that people so that everybody knows throughout the playoffs. On the show, I will not give out Mets money line or Mets run line. And I will not bet against the Mets in the postseason. If I'm going to bet the Mets or if I'm going to bet a Mets game, it's going to be a total. And that's kind of going to be the same deal with whenever the few and far between times that my teams are in the playoffs. I'm not going to fade them. Because I want to be able to yes, I'm a sports bettor, but I want to be able to enjoy those the playoff
these
runs.
moments.
I would love to enjoy these moments. So I'm not going to be betting aside aside in any Mets games. Although if the Mets lost game 1 of yesterday and had to win game 2, I would be on the Brewers here. That's one of the only reasons why, like, I look at it and go, I could be okay with the Mets in this game. And obviously we'll talk about the next game. If the Mets had to go to San Diego, absolutely not. It would be San Diego every single time. If the Mets had to play game 2 out hard, absolutely not. I would have to go Milwaukee here. The Mets, out of everything, it wasn't 100% conventional that we had to play yesterday. But it was probably one of the better case scenarios for the Mets yesterday. The fact that, yes, you had to use some bullpen arms, but you didn't have to use anything in game 2. How about Joey Lucchesi going 111 pitches yesterday?
That was massive for the Mets.
Massive.
Him giving him
and then Brazabon pitched and Ottavino pitched. So we didn't even use any of our arms that we're going to use in the postseason.
Yes. Yeah.
Although first game you used a bunch of arms, you needed to use arms, but
You needed to. Yes.
you needed to win that game. I like the over in this game. I think you're going to see some runs.
Yeah, and I double down on the over in this one. So we'll see how this goes. It's the first day of the postseason. I'm probably way too invested, but hell, it's the postseason. Let's do this.
Get that. Okay. What else was I going to say? I don't remember. Anyways, back to the chat. Oh, yeah, let's go Mets. I doubt Tigers get 3 runs.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning on board with that.
I like the over in the Brewers game. Also, Mets plus 1.5. Okay. You like the Brewers run line. I think you're a little bit salty still from the Diamondbacks not getting in. But they didn't have to play a back-to-back yesterday and no travel. And they didn't get drunk. I will say I saw some videos. There was one player on the Mets that didn't get drunk yesterday, Nick.
Severino.
He's sitting there drinking his water. And you know what? That's a veteran right there.
Yep, it's a veteran move.
Brewers smash. Brewers team total over and Freddie over 6+ Ks. I know that you don't like the Mets either, so I'm not going to really take that into consideration. I actually think the doubleheader has a little bit of an advantage. The momentum is a huge part of playoff baseball, and knowing that a win or go home plays a big part in the mindset of these batters.
Now, my ultimate question with this is, do you think it's more advantageous that the Mets won Game 1 of the doubleheader for momentum's sake rather than Game 2? Because really, it felt like once Game 1 was over, we knew the Braves were going to win Game 2, and the Mets just let the air out of the sails. And the question is, do the Braves pick up momentum from losing the intense game and winning the less intense game?
No, I don't think so. I think the Mets would gain a little bit more momentum because they won the game they needed to, and then they kind of just moved on. I still think it's kind of a little bit of a deflating feeling for the Braves that they could have won the first game. Instead, they had to use all their bull. We'll talk about them in a minute, but
we will talk about them.
They had to use all the bullpens.
Yeah.
Whew. Mets travel doesn't mean they walk there. This is a playoff. This is the playoffs. The Mets can easily win this game.
This is also the argument. Yeah, this is why people may argue why we not fading the Mets the same way I'm going to be fading the Braves in the next game. The Mets going from Atlanta to Milwaukee is an hour-and-a-half flight.
Yeah.
Going from Atlanta to San Diego is a 4-hour flight. So it was a way tougher travel situation for the Atlanta Braves than it was the New York Mets.
Now, the advantage for the Braves is that they get additional time to
do they? I mean, I get it. But also that additional time in between the game, yesterday's games and today's games will be negated by the additional time they had to fly in an airplane.
Correct.
So they get a half an hour advantage?
Freddie and the Brewers owe the Mets, but this is playoff baseball. Peralta has a 197 versus the Mets.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see how it goes today. I don't expect the Mets to win today. Can I say that?
That's why I took the team total, not the money line.
Can't trust Peralta, lean over.
Absolutely.
Lindor home run, ride the streak. Lindor's been amazing. Nimmo home run. That was a pimp job yesterday. I'll give him that.
That's the longest trot around the bases he's ever had.
I just played with the Brewers and Freddie on MLB The Show last night. I threw a lot of Ks with Freddie.
Congrats, you played a video game.
Good job. Do you want a cookie? I was looking at Nimmo, but his numbers in Milwaukee are terrible. Severino isn't as good on the road. Brewers has a pen edge also. Yes, they have the pen edge for sure.
The over. Yeah, I don't trust Severino right now, and I don't trust the
wanted to say NY bite. I want to say New York for passing. Just my usual Nerfy and Mets first 5. If the Mets are going to get it done, it's going to come through Lindor and Alvarez.
Yeah, agreed with that.
Peralta has a 31% whiff rate. That's pretty good. Yeah, it is. Nick, what are the Brewers numbers versus the Mets?
versus right-handed pitching. Oh, I forgot to go over that. No, I did go over that. 90 or 82 WRC plus, which is 22nd in baseball versus righties. The Mets 91, which is 17th.
Torino's home run. Fun fact, none of these teams have seen each other in the playoffs except for the Padres and the Braves in the 90s.
That's fun.
I love that. Supness, so many low totals. I agree. The magic moment took me by surprise. Let's get it. Playoffs is always low totals. Best pitchers get low totals. There you go. Tim's scared his Mets will flame out. That's why he can't pick them to win. Oh, I'll have money on them. I'm just not giving them out because I'm not going to be a homer piece of shit. That's the kind of way. During the regular season, fine. But I don't know. Mets money line. Get it, Mac Jones. Like it. I fade my team if it means making money. My team sucks anyhow. The Mets don't make the playoffs that often, so I just want to try to enjoy the moment, even though I'm going to be spending most of this game in the cooler with my hoodie on with an earpiece in. So, and I'll be listening to Howie Rose.
Nice.
So, haven't got there yet, but eyeing Tigers first 5 money line plus 115-ish, Braves first 5 money line plus 140-ish. We'll talk about the Braves game in a minute. Video games are simulation for the real thing. Not when you're playing. If it was computer versus computer, I can see it, but when you're playing, no. I might bet the over on every game. I wouldn't hate that, to be honest. I think I'm going to end up taking the over in this game too, Nick.
And I could see that because of the Padres. The one thing that does worry me about that is the Padres' numbers against lefties. Does concern me a little bit, but let's get into it. Final game of the day, the San Diego Padres and the Atlanta Braves. This line opened up at a 140. It's up to a 168. Big move towards these Padres. Line opened up at a 7 at plus 105. It's now a 7 at minus 125, saying that Fried and the Braves are vulnerable in this game. And that the Padres can put up runs. And we'll see how the early games go. Damn it, I might triple up on this spot with a Padre team total over as well. I am on the Padres first 5, minus a half, minus 120, and the full game minus 1, minus 120. Let's get into it. The Atlanta Braves played a doubleheader yesterday and traveled across the country. Now, I get it. The Mets played a doubleheader too yesterday as well. They did not travel across the country, though, across 3 time zones like the Atlanta Braves did. They used all of their bullpen as well. We're going to get into that bullpen usage in just a second. We have Michael King versus Max Fried. Fried a 2.43 ERA, 1.03 whip, 8.85 strikeouts per 9, which is 25%. 2.43 walks per 9, a 269 BABIP, a 3.19 FIP, and a 3.15 SIERA. On the flip side, we have the San Diego Padres and Michael King, 1.57 ERA, 1.04 whip, 9.39 strikeouts per 9, which is 26%. 2.35 walks per 9, a 279 BABIP, a 2.69 FIP, and a 3.55 SIERA. The bullpen edge, big one towards the Padres in this game. Hitting edge does go towards the Braves, though. 98 WRC plus, which is 14th against righties. The one thing that does concern me in this game is the way the Padres hit lefties. 70 WRC plus, which is 22nd. So maybe in order for this to play out my way, I need maybe a little bit of a lower scoring game in this one. Let's take a look at the bullpens here. Obviously, the Padres are fully rested. And if you're looking Braves, it would only be first 5 because Hernandez will not be available. He's thrown back-to-back days. Jimenez threw 2 out of the last 3 days. He's thrown 44 pitches in the last 3 days. Pierce Johnson threw 21 yesterday, 17 on Saturday. Raisel Iglesias threw 20 yesterday, 15 on Saturday. He's thrown 35, so his status is up in the air as well. I'm assuming it's playoff baseball, so everybody should be available within reason. But I don't know if they can go to Raisel Iglesias in this game. And maybe it's a moot point when the Padres come out here and just take care of business. And the game is not over before it started. But for me, the San Diego Padres are the best team in baseball. Personally. I know it's a stretch. But at the number they're at, like when you look at their futures to win the World Series or anything like that, when you compare their odds to the Dodgers, when you compare their odds to the Phillies, when you compare their odds to the Yankees, then when you compare their rosters against each other, give me the Padres all goddamn day long. I think it's I think the pitching advantage for the Padres might have the best pitching in the playoffs. They have their super pen that will be fully ready to go for this one because nobody pitched on Sunday other than Yuki Matsui. He threw a whopping 3 pitches because they got 94 pitchers from Matt Waldron. So they let him out to dry in that game. They'll have Matsui, Peralta, Hoeing, Scott, Adam, Suarez, Morjavan, Estrada, all available to go. I will challenge you to find a better bullpen in baseball other than the Cleveland Guardians, which the Cleveland Guardians have regressed a little bit, bullpen-wise. So I think the Padres are the wild card team that is going to make the deepest run in the playoffs this year. I think the Padres can very well represent the National League in the World Series this year. And I think it starts with a statement win here against a exhausted Braves team that has to travel across 3 time zones after needing to seriously play 2 games. The Mets punted game 2. The Braves needed to win game 2, and here's the other thing with the Braves in this series. Chris Sale's not on the wild card roster. That's massive. That's your Cy Young Triple Crown winner right there. And he's not available for this series because of back spasms. And I think it's something to do with the arm. I don't really think it's back spasms because his velo dropped over the last few months or last few weeks. And we noticed something like that with Chris Sale. But with that being said, I'm on the Padres first 5, -0.5, -120, full game -1, -120. I look for the Padres to take care of business in a statement here in game 1.
I'm on the same page. And I actually kind of, I guess, tripled up on this game. And I know for all the same I'm kind of in the same page as you. I think that the Padres kind of take it, and I would have done the same thing if it was the Mets going there. If the Mets won game 2 and the Mets were going to San Diego, it's a horrible spot. The MLB fucked whoever had to go out to San Diego.
Yep.
Because Braves have 0 bullpen. They will be starting Max Fried, which fine. Max Fried looks fine right now. But you get a team that's tired, and you had a very deflated looking team after the game 1. They won game 2. Did you see how big of a favorite they became in game 2, Nick?
Yeah, they were -400.
They got up to -560
before Chris Sale got scratched, and then it dropped to a 300.
Yeah, but and that was kind of they won that game, but the Mets kind of said, all right, we just want to go celebrate at this point. We don't care about this game.
Yeah, no.
So the Braves got him, I want to say kind of by default, and they were all celebrating.
The Braves were basically gifted the playoff spot by the Mets yesterday, is what happened.
Yeah. And you got to think, when did the Braves probably get into San Diego last night?
That's a great question.
1, 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, probably somewhere around that area. And now they have to go play a game after a drunk night at 8 o'clock. But you can make the same argument from the Mets, which is why I'm not betting them today. But I'm on San Diego. I took their run line at +136. All right, what did I get the run line? Oh, sorry, I got 156 on CapperTek. So I got a lot bigger of a number there. I took the alternative spread -2.5 at 210 on CapperTek, and I took the over because I see this game being a 7-1, 8-1 type of game. Padres smashing game 1, take a 1-0 lead, and I think they roll in this game.
Yeah, I think the Padres take both against the Atlanta Braves in this series. And yeah, but one thing I do have, by the way, before we head on out, I do have a starting lineup for the Houston Astros, which is very important to get. Leading off the second baseman, Jose Altuve. Batting second, Yordan Alvarez. Then Tucker Bregman. Yeah. Diaz, Pena, Carantini. No Singleton. Carantini playing first. Dubon and Myers. Valdez, your starting pitcher, of course.
Sounds good. Nick, are you able to go to the chat to finish that out?
Yep.
Appreciate it. I'm starting to load up college football so that I can make a post for CapperTek because I have all my plays for college football already.
Let's see. Leafs fans invented the term happiness hedge. You bet your money on the other team, so when they lose Game 7, at least you make money. Fair.
You pay to see your team win. No, I got what you mean.
Yeah. Come on, Nick, triple up, and I don't bet the Padres, but I think this is the spot. Fair. Padres run line. Braves first 5. I'm thinking there's going to be 1-0 after the 5th. Braves after the 5th. Braves, and then the Padres cover. History has Atlanta owns Padres in San Diego. Atlanta plays their best ball on the road. Sale is not going to sit this out. King does have good numbers, but these guys. But yeah, I have Max Fried starting.
Yeah, I think Max Fried starts this game.
And I don't think Chris Sale is available for the playoffs. I
don't think he's available for the wild card.
Yeah, for the wild card. If you're the Padres, you have to jump all over the Braves early. Absolutely, it's still TBD. Yeah, if you jump on and if you're the Padres, you jump on the Braves early in this game.
No, it's king for the Padres. It's king for the Padres. It's still TBD for the Braves. What we're kind of expecting, Max Fried.
Yeah. All the favored teams ain't winning today. No.
I agree.
I think the Mets do. Yeah.
I think the Tigers win, and I think the Mets have a shot. But I got what you mean. We didn't take all the favorite teams.
Yeah. All the money being on the Padres and the Braves owning their series record is the perfect storm for a huge upset. I would usually say yeah, but this line's moved 28 cents, so they're definitely showing concern towards the Padre money. Like it's not like they're taking all the Padre money and then not moving the line. And I don't have any tickets for this game at all or anything like that. So that's kind of annoying that that Action Network doesn't have anything for me there. But yeah. If Yuki Matsui comes into the game, the Padres aren't trying to win. He's the worst pitcher in baseball. He's been pretty good. I don't know what you're talking about. Chat, go ahead. Bet the Braves right ahead. Yeah. Over is the play. Fair. Then tomorrow, don't say we ain't say the Padres today. Hammer Padres money line. Padres minus 180 is fishy.
I don't know how that's fishy.
Drewski, bet the Braves. It's a low-hanging fruit money line a day. Minus 180 is not low-hanging fruit.
I don't see how that's low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. I wonder who the first playoff cash cow is going to be. I don't know if we're going to get any.
I don't know if you're going to get any, yeah.
I don't think you're going to get any because the totals are going to be so low. Because this total was a 7. I don't think you're going to get a total of 8 or higher in the playoffs. I'm doing it right now. Astros smash. What player props are we betting? I don't bet props. And I probably wouldn't bet props in the playoffs either. By the way, starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers. Bierling, Malloy, Green, Ibanez, Perez, Torkelson, Meadows, Rogers, Sweeney.
So the normal lineup. Got it.
Normal lineup. Well, project, I don't know. Don't complain. Fair. I think all the home teams win today. It's all the favorites. Bet $20 for Braves first 5. Good luck. Drewski, I said at the top. Braves first 5 at least. Yeah. Minus 174 on FanDuel. When FanDuel has the better line, beware. For me, that's Pinnacle. When Pinnacle has the best available line, beware. I don't think FanDuel is that type of book, personally. Merle and a rise hit should be safe, potentially. But that is all the games today. We went over 4 games, Tim, in an hour and 5 minutes.
I know, right? Crazy.
Gotta love playoff baseball. But that is our full card for today. Recap and then head on out.
Recap is always in the CapperTek.
That's true.
Go over there. I will say, last 30 days have been fantastic. I'm currently putting up my college football plays. So I'll have a post out for all of that in a little bit. Go ahead, over there. If you follow either me or Nick, you get a week's worth of plays for free, and then we talk deals afterwards. So go ahead, check that out. Links down in the description below. Nick, I'll let you finish out the show today.
Yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Want to thank you guys, as always, for watching, and we'll catch you guys same time, same place for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.